Look who's back at it again. I know I'm late to the party, but I'm not going to lie, I wasn't going to go watch Superman in theaters, and I was going to wait for it to come to streaming first. Which, according to my lore, is why I didn't go see it in theaters anyway. If you know, you know. Anyway, did they finally pull it off? Was this the real Superman experience, and can we finally stop saying he would be Homelander? Well, I guess there's a lot to cover. Let's get this out of the way. I thought it was an okay movie. It was not my favorite Superman movie, and it'd probably go down much like Superman Returns did. A movie that didn't break much ground and got a lot more wrong than it did right. But one thing Superman Returns did right was coming up with an original title. Let's just say when something has the gall to claim to be the definitive experience, let's just say that didn't work out for Sonic, for the infamous Sonic 06. Nothing is funnier than when a soft reboot tries to be the new original. We all know Sonic 06 did not pull this off and has become a meme. And I really can't think of a time when the reboot became the new face of the brand. I'll probably think of something by the time I'm done ranting. I don't know. Maybe the new Tron from 2010? That was better than the original. So yeah, that's a thing. Superman 25 will probably just be known as Superman 25 soon enough. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We have yet to determine if Superman 25 pulled a Sonic 06 yet. So let's talk about it and see if it did. Let's just start with, hey, great job skipping the origin story of Superman. Rip Krypton and everything, but I did not need to see it blow up again. That was awesome. We know who Superman is. We don't need to see that origin story again. Oh no, plot twist. Superman came here to rule us. He's like Omni-Man or Goku, is what I would be saying if, Smallville didn't do that like 20 years ago. Nothing new here. But, the major difference being that it wasn't posted on the internet for the whole world to see. The internet is quite unforgiving and it is eternal. Even proving that Lex Luthor was a bad guy who just wanted to slander Superman wouldn't make that one disappear. Ever. Superman would have to use the old turn-back time trick to fix this one. That one ain't going away, and you're best keeping that to yourself. But speaking of Lex, this is like the fourth time he's shown up as a villain, right? And once again, he didn't quite feel like Lex. I think it's really bad when the best version of Lex Luthor is the cartoon one. Because, he felt like a businessman first and a villain on the side. Like, some people make YouTube videos on the side and work a full-time job. No. Lex's side hustle is trying to take down Superman. Not this Lex, though. He was a bad guy, alright, but like a try-hard one. The ones you'd be embarrassed to conquer the world with. Also, I really did want to mention that this movie felt like a Guardians of the Galaxy movie all the way. Don't believe me? Well, you see, there's this collector guy in the first Guardians movie. He collects things and sometimes people. And sometimes he puts those things he collects in glass cages. Hey, wait a minute. Lex does that too. And that lady looks familiar. Anyway, I just thought that was a weird coincidence and somewhat out of character for Lex. Sorry, Lex. You were clever in this movie, but an obsession with Superman is not a personality. So I guess they got Lex wrong. But just like the movie, I've been overlooking the main character. Did they finally get Superman right? No. Maybe. Sometimes. They definitely overcomplicate his character. Which, come on guys, it's not that hard. Let's talk about it. So first off, I really did like how Superman got a lot of lines in this movie. He really gets to express his character instead of being an alien outcast on the outside looking in. But I don't like how weak he feels in this movie. Most of the fights he barely wins, and most of the time he's just a punching bag. Kinda reminds me of the Superman from the Justice League cartoon, and all he did was get beat up in that cartoon. It just makes him look stupid and pathetic. Like, the intention is to make the enemy look strong, but no, it doesn't work like that. It just makes me think, why is Superman fighting like an out-of-shape bum? I mean, why even use kryptonite? Superman only goes for haymakers and jabs. Wouldn't it be hard to figure that out? But personality-wise, I think they made him too much of a nerd. When he said, "Great gosh," that was cringe. You can be a good guy and still talk normal. When you flanderize like that, then you're trying way too hard. And that would only encourage criminals to do worse things to push you. The guy who makes Superman say a swear would become a local legend. Hey guys, did you hear that Tony over there did something so bad he made Superman say a swear? Trust me, when someone finds out you don't do something like swear, they make it their life's goal to make you swear. Humans can be annoying like that. I guess you can say that the characters just fell into their shallow roles that they had to play. Like, Lex was the generic Saturday morning bad guy, the henchmen were typical mindless henchmen, and Superman was the Boy Scout more worried about a squirrel than getting people away from that fight. Alright, hold on, I gotta talk about this one for a second. What was wrong with the people of Metropolis? Do they have, like, no survival instincts or common sense? No one even tried to get away from the kaiju attacking the city. They just stood around like a bunch of idiots. And that one action shot where Superman saved the girl from the explosion, like, in context, what was she doing casually strolling around with her back to a monster? It's like these people were bad actors reacting poorly to green screens. No wonder they can't figure out who Superman is. Most of them probably don't have a life expectancy outside of 40. Which, hey, wait a minute. Is there an old person in Metropolis? Can someone fact check me on that? Okay, so we decided the people of Metropolis are hopeless, right? But you know, that keeps Superman employed, and we like him. You know who I don't like though? Crypto. No, not the currency, the dog. Yeah, Super Dog. James Gunn can make me care about a jet-propelled raccoon, but there's no way you can convince anyone Crypto was a good idea. Okay, fine, I'll try and find something I liked about Crypto. He helped destroy the communication bots against Ultraman, I guess. I didn't like the fact that he got to beat up Lex. Like, has there ever been a movie or an instance where Superman just gets to punch Lex when he's not in a power suit? I know Superman wouldn't do that, but man, I bet audiences would go crazy in theaters if they saw that. Then there's the Justice Gang. Let's be real, they were just the Guardians of the Galaxy. They were just missing a tree guy. So yeah, I guess the only character that I felt like was a normal person was Lois. Like, she's technically normal and isn't a one-dimensional character. You know, all in all, it's not the worst Superman movie, but I watch Superman stuff to have a good time. I want to leave the movie theater and think, man, I wish I could be Superman. I don't think it's because we are so used to special effects in this day and age either. I think it's because we have overcomplicated the character. We have him fighting all these world-ending threats, but who can relate to that? Give me the Superman has to worry about keeping his identity a secret. This guy can fly and lift anything he wants. Show us how he deals with the stress of everyday life and has a happy-go-lucky attitude about it. Superman should be so charismatic to the point where the criminals he beats up want to be his friends afterwards, not this weird, mopey, punching bag guy trying to avoid being ousted as an alien. Superman should be that guy we can relate to if we just had the ability to fly, or we can just pick up that car without using a jack, and he should have the attitude to go with it. There are things we can't control in life even if we had powers. I think it'd be great to show this side of Superman, where he has everything, but he's still dealt his fair share of problems, but he keeps smiling through it all. Because you know what? His life might suck, but he can fly, and that's freaking awesome. Anyway, you know it'd be super and super awesome of you to like, subscribe, and comment. I'd love to hear from you guys. Till next time.